Very superstitious writings on the wall. Very superstitious letters about to fall. 13-month-old baby broke the looking glass. 7 years of bad luck. You could think in your past. And you believe in things that you don't understand. And you suffer. Superstition ain't the way. Very superstitious. Wash your face and hands. Rid me of problems. Do all that you can. Keep me in daydream. Keep me going strong. You don't want to save me. Sad is a song. When you believe in things you don't understand, then you suffer. Superstition ain't the way.
Guys, what is going on? Oh my goodness, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh my goodness gracious. How are we doing, guys? How are we doing, guys? Y'all know the deal. Y'all already know the deal. Give me one emote, just one, not 5, not 20, not 17, just one emote in the chat, guys, that represents how your day is going today. Jarek Bronito, Calligraphy, Daniel Finch, Atron. What is up, guys? How are y'all doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me scoot that up to there. Let me do this here. Oh, that was a mistake. There we go. Turn that off there. Where is the chat? You know what? There it is. Okay. Beautiful, guys. How we doing? Calligraphy, Miss Fishburger. Guys, I'm so glad y'all are here. How are y'all doing, guys? Talk to me. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Guys, today's podcast of On the Air, guys. Today we are talking about streaming while having a full-time job and ways to manage that, how to deal with all that good stuff. I feel like there's a lot of people that, you know, really want to stream, but they might not have the time, or they have a full-time job and they definitely feel like they don't have the time to do it. Or they just want to know how that works, or they might just need, I don't know, to hear one little thing that might click with them, be like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense, or yeah, why don't I do that? So I thought it'd be a great idea to have that be our topic today. Guys, and our guest today, I'm very, very excited about our guest today. I have known her for quite some time. I hope that you guys have gotten a chance to head over to her stream, guys. She is super, super sweet. Definitely contagious personality. Listens and attentively. Calligraphy. Very, very awesome girl, guys. We are, of course, talking about AmethystAlien. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, AmethystAlien. She is here with us live. What's going on, girlfriend?
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Beautiful. Fantastic. This is our guest today, guys. Her name is AmethystAlien. She is super, super sweet. She is a kitty. Oh, there is a cat. You have a cat. I did not see that.
Yeah. Her name's Luna. She's
Luna,
really cute.
that's a beautiful name. Finch just goes, kitty. What's it called? You stream Super Smash Brothers, but you also want to do some variety as well, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Who do you main in Smash Brothers?
Piranha Plant.
Oh, that's right. You do play as Piranha Plant. I forgot. I like how you said it real under the breath too.
Well, because like you wouldn't think like, oh yeah, like I mean Piranha Plant in Smash. Like people always like, oh yeah, like it's Pikachu, like Daisy, Peach, like whoever else. And then of course I was like, yeah, Piranha
Hey
Plant.
man, Piranha Plant is pretty sick. Piranha Plant is pretty sick. What's it called? That's cool. So whenever we start our podcast, we always ask at the very beginning, how did you start streaming? So if you wouldn't mind telling us, how did you get your start on Twitch? How did you start streaming? What got you into it? All that good stuff.
Well, I always tell this to like my viewers mostly. Like they already know like my quote unquote origin story. Basically, one day I was on Reddit when when amiibos were like a huge thing. So somebody on Reddit goes, hey, I'm having a Mario Kart 8 contest. If you win first prize, you win a Sonic amiibo. At the time, I already owned a Sonic amiibo, but I wanted another one. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to take part in this. I was like, I don't even know what Twitch is. I join in, and Twitch is like this brand new site. I've never even like seen it before, like didn't even know what it was. And I was like, this is really cool. I was like, people play games and like people just watch them. I was like, that's actually so crazy. And then from that, I didn't win. I didn't win the Sonic amiibo, but it was still really fun. As time, and then later I become friends with this streamer, and then I start learning more about him, and we're learning about each other. And then he introduced me to like his other friends, and who are also streamers too. And it just starts growing. And then one day, I'm just like, man, like, I would love to be able to do that. I want to do that one day too. And then it just happened. I just started looking up research, and yeah.
That's awesome. You should have said that you did win the amiibo.
I should have lied about it. You know what, guys? I actually did. I got 2 Sonic amiibos. That's right.
There you go.
2 Sonic amiibos.
That's awesome. So you've been streaming now for how long would you say?
I recently came back from a super long hiatus. I lived in Japan for half a year. So during that time, I rarely streamed. And then even after that, it was kind of sporadic whenever I would stream. So then after a while, finally, as of January of this year, I'm officially back. But I've been on Twitch for about like 4, close to 5 years, maybe. So
that's awesome, though. That's awesome, though. Living in Japan is definitely awesome. That's definitely one of my like to-do list type things as well. Mm-hmm. Is to go to Japan. How cool is it? I mean, and then you had to come back to the States, so that must have not been too fun. Or like, which one did you enjoy more?
I'm not gonna lie. I loved Japan. It was beautiful. People were so nice. Like the animals were so cute. Like everything there, like the food was adorable. Like just everything about it was amazing. But then after a while, like I was like, man, I want some pizza. I was like, you know what I mean? Like you just miss like these mundane things, you know?
It's interesting that you say that because I bet that they can't do it the same as we do.
Yeah. And I
over
learned
here.
it the hard way,
guys, we do have Super Smash Brothers pulled up. I'm going. Oh, you know what? The cameras are about to get real weird here in a second. Give me just 1 second. Let's see. Actually, 80B password. Oh yeah, here's where it gets weird. 2121. Okay, it's weird. Give me 1 second. I'll fix it. Okay, and we're back. Okay, we're good. So I don't know if you've seen, but our stream, like we have so many overlays now. Like my keyboard is just decked with as many hotkeys as possible. So I've used up the whole right side of the keyboard. Now I have to go to the numbers up top. And unfortunately, you know, we have to do the arena IDs and passwords and all that stuff. So sometimes I have to, it messes with all the cameras.
Yeah.
Anyway, so another question that we like to ask is, what is your pre-stream prep?
I usually just like inhale a ton of water. I used to always take like, and like I'm not trying to promote nothing, so like don't quote me on it. But before I used to stream, I would always get like some kind of like headache sometimes. So I would always be like, okay, 1 Advil and I'll be fine. So it's not like your typical like, yeah, like I like, you know, do jumping jacks or like what, you know, it's like I literally was just like, I just gotta drink water, make sure I don't like.
That's it, just water?
Yeah, like I would just drink. I always do that. Like that's, I mean, Reed already knows, but
Dude,
this is my
guys,
little. It's honestly, it's not that big. It's only the size of like my face, but it's so good. It's so good. And like I have a little Deadpool like going down a pole.
Bonus points. Bonus points, guys. Y'all know that she's always staying hydrated. That is, I make fun of her sometimes. I call it the Home Depot bucket. Have y'all ever seen a jug of water like that? It's a Dunkin' Donuts. It's a Dunkin' Donuts giant cup. I've never seen anything like that. Ever. It blew my mind. The first time I saw that, I was like, what is, that is not containing water. That is a barrel that contains fuel.
He starts calling it the, like, my Home Depot cup. And I was like, it says Dunkin' Donuts on it, dude. I was like, does it say Home Depot? I was like, man. I was like, my uncle got it for me at Dunkin' Donuts, dude. Come on, man.
It's awesome. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. Oh my gosh. Guys, if y'all do want to join, did I already post it? There we go. Copy.
Oh yeah, I should probably join, right?
Paste.
Oh
yeah, you join too, for sure. What's it called? So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so the topic, right. That's what I was thinking. The topic, of course.
Yeah.
The first thing I want to talk about is like the importance of having a job, like a full-time job, while streaming. I guess I'll go first on this and just kind of talk about it a little bit, and then you can just throw in what you got. For me, like whenever I first started streaming, there is a lot. I mean, at least I know for me, there was a lot of upfront cost that, you know, this is what you need to, not what you need to stream. You don't really need all that much. But there's a lot that goes into streaming money-wise. And if I did not have my job that I had at the time, then I would not at all have been able to stream just because of the things that I had to get, me personally.
Yeah.
Not everybody, you really don't need the best of the best for anything. But I know that I really, really wanted to have like really, really good stuff. So I don't know why I got it, but I got a MacBook Pro. I don't know why I didn't get a PC, but I got a MacBook Pro. But basically, my full-time job was what was completely supporting me and the stream. And saying that out loud makes it seem like that's not normal, because I guess I stream full-time now, but having the job there was a huge safety net. It was definitely didn't have to worry about anything. There was no stress at all. But it basically was funding the channel. You know, you're not, especially in the beginning, whenever you really don't have many people supporting, you're gonna need that full-time job to pay for pretty much anything and everything that you've got. How about you? What do you think?
I agree with like everything. Like and I'm again not calling anybody out, you know, at all. Like if you know, if this is like, oh, like it relates to me, like I'm not trying to call you out on it. Just I've seen a lot of people on Twitter, you know, that talk about like, yeah, I'm gonna become a full-time streamer. And it's one thing to want to be a full-time streamer, but it's another to be prepared enough to be a full-time streamer. You can't just go one day like, I quit my job, I'm gonna stream full-time, and then what? Like you can't count. I don't know. Like you have to really be like, okay, like I'm there, I'm at that point where I can rely on sponsorships or donations or whatever else. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
It's a huge gamble. It really is. It's a very, very big gamble. Very, very big gamble. For me, whenever I made that transition, I wasn't making much, like, and especially on Twitch. I really wasn't making that much on Twitch. What it was is I saw, success of the channel, and I was getting a lot of support. A lot of people were being just so supportive of it and so helpful. And I was making... Well, before we even get to that, first let me talk about... The first thing I want to talk about was how do you dictate your stream work schedule to one or the other, because for me I bridge into that. So from there, that's where I bridge into where I was able to make that transition to streaming full time for me. But first, let's see if we can multitask. Let's see if we can engage in combat. Wow.
Oh God, I was just so bad whenever I'm talking. Like everybody knows. Like,
it's hard. It's really hard. This is where it gets really tricky. You have to play and think at the same time. So for me, whenever I was working at my job, I worked at Verizon, and at Verizon, I was able to. I had a really sweet gig where I literally would to work every day, would bring my MacBook Pro. I would bring my chargers. I would set up shop at Verizon, and it was no problem at all. And the boss was fine with it. Everything was all cool. So my job, I guess you could say, was streamer friendly. I was able to check on the Discord and always be attentive to the stream while at work, which was extremely helpful, and I think is really uncommon. I know that a lot of people probably don't have that ability, because I know I don't, or I didn't. Any job I had before, never was I able to, I think I was able to play my Switch at work as well. But oh my gosh, I hate that spike ball. I was oh my god, I was so mad earlier today because we had a piranha plant that was just destroying me with that spike ball. It does so much damage.
Yeah, it's insane. It's so good. It's my savior.
And if you just have it hovering above your head and you get hit, it falls and hits me anyways. Yeah. You can't really win. So I had that really streamer friendly job where oh my gosh, thank you, you saved me because I fast fell. I was done. Never mind. What's it? So I had that streamer friendly job, and I was at first my work hours.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. My stream hours dictated from my work hours. So if I worked, Monday through Friday, that means I could only stream Monday through Friday in the afternoons when I got done with work. Yeah. But it was on the flip, actually. I was working nights and I was streaming in the mornings. And so, but eventually, I started transitioning. I started saying, hey, I actually love this streaming thing.
Yeah.
And people are being very supportive. They're helping me out financially. Oh my gosh, you're evil. And,
I'm trying to time it.
I don't know what you're doing. I can't win.
I'm just chilling. Don't ask me, man. Don't ask me.
And what's it called? And so then eventually I was able to start dictating my work hours around my stream hours, which was a very, very interesting transition. How about you? Because were you working full time whenever you first started streaming, or I believe you're also in school, right? Or no?
No. I'm actually not. me. No, when I first started, yeah, I was in school. I was in school, but then, just like, as years go on, like I like graduated eventually, everything like, worked out and all that. But then, eventually then I did get a job, but it wasn't really like full time and all that, but it eventually fixed itself. I mean, well, eventually like everything went into place. Like everything started working out where it was like, okay, I got my job, and then I can now stream a little bit better, and like I can like buy better equipment. I can like do this, and of course like I had like viewers that, like help me out, which was like amazing, and I'm forever grateful for them. But then also having a job was like it just fixed any kind of problem that I might have had.
Right.
But now I don't know. I mean, now and I'm sure because I can tell both sides of the story. I can talk about how it was when I had a job and how it is now that I don't have a job. Which like now I'm like I can't, not that I like laugh about it, but like not now I'm just like okay, like because I'm gonna try to figure out like like what I got to do and everything. But when I did have a job, it became very difficult. I started to have my stream schedule revolve around my work schedule. But then, I eventually like didn't, I didn't have a job, and it just became a lot easier to stream. But then it's like one thing becomes easier, but then the other, you just get more problems after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, it became easier for me. Like, yeah, I can stream more often, but then it was like, oh man, but I can't afford this game, or I can't afford this equipment, or I can't afford you know what I mean? And that becomes the issue. But then it's like when you have your job, it's like, oh yeah, like I can afford all this now, but I just don't have time. I just don't have, yeah.
Yeah, something that I've definitely noticed and the frames are dropping. I think it's because it's 1080p and there's just so much wrong with the network right now. But the frames are dropping whenever we play the game. So
yeah,
if you guys in the chat, if y'all want to jump in and y'all want to fight each other playing Smash Brothers, please go for it by all means. But it looks like we're not going to be able to put it up on the stream because I suck, I guess. But
actually, I was gonna mention too, because there was at one point where I also put it on 1080p, and a lot of my viewers would come in and they were like, Kim, like you're dropping like a lot of frames like that. And I was like maybe it's just because like it's just the way my PC works, like maybe this and that. But I guess it's like for whatever reason, like a lot of us just can't, or at least a lot of
I think it's just because we're in a Discord call.
That also,
video,
that also could be the issue.
It's the stream, and then it's just a lot going on with the network. But normally 1080p is fine. It's fine whenever we do it. One of the biggest things that I noticed, like going from full-time at work and then going to full-time streaming, was like you were saying, you weren't able to, like, if you don't have that job, you're not able to afford the games, you're not able to afford this or that or whatever. And whenever I had the full-time job and streaming, money wasn't an issue at all for me. Where obviously the issues rose whenever I was working full-time and I started taking hours away from Verizon and started adding hours to streaming. Because eventually, whenever I left Verizon, before I was working, I think 5-6 days a week at Verizon, but by the end of it, I was working 3 days a week at Verizon and streaming. It was 8 hours on the weekend. I really didn't have much of a social life. I was dedicating all of my time to streaming and making sure that I was killing it, like doing a good job. Yeah. Which was, hard to manage the social life and all that stuff. But you definitely have that humongous, like, financial freedom and that big safety net.
Yeah.
Whenever you have that full-time job and streaming. But like I was saying earlier, that transition for me, so I was working at Verizon and we were talking about, you had said earlier about, what was it? You said, what was it? It was the big dedication, like the big jump that it is to go full time. Yeah. And it was, dude. It was a humongous leap. So whenever I was probably in the very beginning, I was making a decent amount on Twitch. to the point where I was like, oh my gosh, like, great, like, awesome. I definitely can't support myself. I didn't think, to put it in perspective, I did not think I was going to earn $1. I didn't think I was going to make a single dollar on Twitch.
Yeah.
And, you know, they started supporting, and it was just like, just amazing. And I was starting to think to myself, I was like, hey, like, if I'm able to do this, if I'm able to put more time into streaming, would I be able to sustain and support myself? So I had, anyway, so I had made that leap. I told myself, like, all right, I'm going to try this. And if I can't do it, then I'll just go get my job back, whatever. But yeah, I remember I called my boss. I called my boss, and they all kind of knew. They all kind of knew that I streamed. A couple of them knew, and then they told everybody else, type thing. But they were really like on board with it. They were like, cool, right on.
Well, that's cool.
Reed's doing his thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And I told my boss, I was like, hey dude, I'm gonna do this now. And he said, and he told me, he was like, all right. He was a really cool guy. He's a very, very cool guy. He's like, all right, man, like, sounds good. If you want to come back, just let me know. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, first of all, thank you so much, like, for even offering me that and being cool about it. Mm-hmm. It's funny now because my old boss, follows the channel's Instagram.
Oh, really?
It's so funny. Like, when I saw that he followed me, I was like, no way. I was like, that's great. That's so awesome. I was so happy when I saw that.
Oh, that's so sick.
But just to put it in everybody's perspective, don't think that I now live with my mom. Like, I had an apartment. I was sharing it with my ex-girlfriend. We broke up, so we both had to go back to our mama's house. So I am not, like, I don't have my own place, you know. I'm not paying for all these extravagant, crazy bills. So it's definitely not the same as if I, you know, was living on my own, like a lot of other people might be. But it was really, it was very interesting making that transition. It was very, very cool, and luckily it was good. But you're right, it is a humongous commitment. It is a giant leap of faith. It's pretty much just all believing in yourself type thing, if you're able to do it or not. And I like the challenge. Like, at the start of every month, I really like to go, okay, dude, you either said sink or swim.
Yeah.
It's sink or swim. You either are going to kill it, you're going to you're going to do a good job. You know, you're going to have great incentives. Because on my channel, I think there's an incentive for everything. There's the #1 bit supporter gets a t-shirt, the second and third place get a mug. We have the donation incentives for, you know, for scary
That's
streams,
cool.
like anything and everything. We've got the bit backflip. Like, there's just, so however much I put in, I'm hoping, you know, you get back type thing. So just a lot of that stuff. But I had said, like, my coworkers kind of knew about what I did. Did your coworkers, did your school friends, or not school friends, I'm sorry, did your coworkers know about what you did, like, streaming wise on Twitch?
Yeah, so I like jumped around different jobs. The one where I started telling people was when I worked at Lush. I don't know if some of you guys know. Like,
what is Lush?
Handmade cosmetics. Basically, it's just like selling like face masks and like bath bombs and bubble bars and like shampoo and like all that, whatever. It's just like stuff to like just take care of yourself. That's pretty much it. And I told some people about it, and they were like, hey, like, you know, like, that's pretty cool. They're like, but what is it? And I was like, oh, like, it's this and that, whatever. And then they're like, oh my God, you're famous. And I was like, I wish I was famous. I was like, no, I was like, not yet, but maybe one day.
Do you have those experiences? Do you have those moments where people, you tell them that you do like Twitch or whatever, and then they freak out?
Yeah.
That happens.
And I'm like, man.
That's happened to me like 3 times. And it's hilarious. Like, do you have an experience that you can share with us where that happened?
So that it's happened where, so like my she was like the manager in training, but then she would always be like Kim, like are you like famous? And I'm like, no, I'm like, I just play video games, like, and people just watch me, and sometimes I pick my nose, like, I don't really do much else. Like, otherwise, like, I was like, I'm not, there's nothing else that like I do. And she's like, I don't know. She's like, it's like, but what if you are famous? Like, what if people from Twitch like come over here? I was like, I don't think so. I was like, that's kind of weird. I was like, but I was like, no. I was like, all I do is just play games. Like, there's nothing fancy about it. You know what I mean? Like, in my eyes, I was just like, oh, like whatever. But to her, it was like, oh my god. And then people also knew about it too, and they were also like, oh my god, like what is that? And I was like, I just play games. Like, it's not like anything crazy. But and I was kind of like downplaying it too, because in my eyes, I was like, I know the difference between like, oh yeah, like I'm just like here, just for a good time, just hang out. But then I know there's like other like bigger streamers that are like they've made like careers out of it, is that. And so like for me, like I guess I was like downplaying my own stream when I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have been a little more confident about it, which I was in my next job when I worked in real estate. And I was like, yeah. I was like, that's right. I have a channel. That's right. I was like, make sure you guys follow it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Then I was like, yeah, like let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's always so funny. I love whenever, oh my gosh. I just got back from a family. I just got back from a wedding, and my cousins, everybody was drinking, everybody was having a good time. And one of my cousins came up to me and he asked me, he's like, all right, bro, like, so what do you do? Like, just give it to me straight. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, and I told him, I was like, I just do online broadcasting. And he goes, no, dude, like, what do you do? And I was like, all right. And I laid everything out to him. And he said, he goes, he got real close to me. He was like, dude, like, I gotta know a number. He was like, just
really?
He was like, I gotta know a number. So I looked over my shoulder. I kind of did one of these. I looked over my shoulder. And then I just got real close to him. And I was like, honestly, dude, I was like, 6 figures. And he goes, shut up, dude, shut up. He like threw his hand down on the table. He was like, no way.
Oh, I actually might start using that. Oh shit.
I was dying laughing. I was like, no, dude, I'm barely getting by. I was like, it's not like that at all.
Oh fuck. That's the thing though. They think it's like
so
a lot of people. Well, like if they don't know like what like Twitch, like streaming, like all that stuff, they're like immediately they're like, oh my god, it's like you're successful, like this and that, and it's like, no, like. I just hang out. Like it's almost like you're hanging out at your house with your friends, but they all also live like thousands of miles away. Like some of them live like across the globe. You know what I mean? And it's like otherwise, I'm like, there's really nothing else. And I'm like, yeah, like, and if they want to donate or sub or like just like or follow the stream or like whatever, like I was like, that's on them. Like I'm not like, yeah. Every time that I stream, I earn at least like $1,000. Like, no, it's like whatever happens, happens. I'm just like, no. It's like whatever happens. Like that's just how the day goes. Like it's just a hobby for me right now. Like maybe one day it'll turn into a career, but for now it's just a hobby. So.
Right. Yeah. There's always funny stories with that. So let's see here. I have here. When do you think it's a good time to start doing the reverse? Where you start basing your work hours around your stream hours as opposed to stream hours around your work hours. And I know for me, from like my own personal experiences, I started doing the reverse whenever, because at my job at Verizon, oh my gosh, so I gotta tell you,
Verizon, yeah.
I talked for like the last 2 hours of my stream with a lisp as a joke, and it's still getting to me. They were having too much fun making me say stuff, so like I'm having to get my regular voice back.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, at my job at Verizon, it was a commission only job, which means you were only able to make money if you were selling stuff.
Yeah.
And for me, I was making very little. I was making very little toward the end because I was so focused on streaming. And it started, it got relatively close, from my main job that I was putting all these hours into. Yeah. And then streaming that I was putting a lot less into. I thought, why? I was like, how about I flip this? How about I stream more and work at Verizon less? Yeah. And I don't remember. I think I was doing well, and then that's whenever I quit my job, I guess, obviously. Right. But I think whenever you see it on like a consistent money end of it, like if you can consistently see that you're going to be okay, then that's whenever that's a good time to switch it over. Right. And flip it.
Yeah. But but at that point, it's kind of like, it's very tricky to know when to do that. You know what I mean? It's like, Because
Yeah.
I've never been in that situation yet where I've been like, oh yeah, like I can like, you know, work my work hours or like schedule my work hours around like my stream. Because it's like for me, like I don't really know like what's
Yeah.
gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I you know, I give credit to those who do because like they're confident enough to do that, and that's totally fine. But like personally, like I'd be way too nervous to even do that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, and then of course you got to make. I mean, and everybody's situation is different. You know, fortunately
Yeah.
for me, I had my mom's house. You know, but
Yeah.
at the time, I didn't. You know, I had my
Yeah.
apartment, and everything was gonna be square, and everything was gonna be fine without it.
Yeah.
But like I right now at this very moment could not
Yeah.
stream the amount of hours that I stream it. The channel would not be where it is right now.
Yeah.
With like overlays and mailing and all the extra stuff that I do if I had another job.
Yeah.
And even for me right now, it's a tough spot because for me right now, you know, stream full time, it is that every month, like, all right, let's see if we can get it this month. If not,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do some Uber or something. but but fortunately and luckily, I've been able to. And because I don't have rent and there's no rent, you know, there's not like Wi-Fi. They're like bills have gone down, so my living expenses, you know, like what it cost me, all that's gone down. So
Yeah.
that is a humongous like financial weight lifted.
Uh-huh.
And then what's it called?
Also, I'm just gonna go to spectator stands just this way, like, cause like I get too distracted, so it's just better if I just don't play. Like.
Oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
I can't. But yeah, so if you're not able to, it is scary. In other words, yeah, it is very scary
Yeah.
to, you know, every month. It is hard to know. I
Yeah.
think it was like 4 months of a consistent number for me that I saw, and I was like, yeah, because it was July, and then I went full time in, I guess November. What is that? July, April, January, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So yeah, 4 months.
Yeah.
Just 4 months of like consistent numbers, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a leap, because I feel like there's so many people out there that, you know, don't try. If they like, some people, they really want something, or but they can maybe, and everybody's situation is different. Like I said, everybody has a different situation. But I just wanted to make sure that I tried is all.
Yeah.
And if I can't, I think by the end of this year, if by December I'm not able to do it, I'll just go back to working full time.
Yeah.
And really, honestly, I'd probably get just like a side job at Starbucks and I'd be okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is that I feel like a lot of streamers sometimes for whatever reason always think that like getting a job is almost like a downgrade. But like no, it's really not. You know what I mean? It's like it's important to one, like take care of yourself first. And like and if your viewers care about you, they'll understand. They'll understand that there's gonna be a change in stream schedule. There's gonna be a change in like and just what games maybe that you might play. Like maybe you're not gonna want to play more intensive games, maybe more relaxing. You know what I mean? It's like things are going to change, and if your community, you know, cares about you, like they'll understand, and they'll join you with it, hopefully, if they have time. You know,
my community I know doesn't care about me. Calligraphy, Asian Sensation, Pudding, Finch, Navern, Cowabunga. Oh yeah, they don't care. They'll move on.
what?
They're gonna go over to your stream. They're gonna leave me.
Oh god.
What's it? I'm just kidding. They're the best. Let's see here. She said, Gannon. Oh, and Gannon says, "Excuse me." I'm sorry. You guys are the best. I love y'all so much. Another great question is, Finch. Finch, you can't leave. There are some, and I know you have people too that are just glued to your channel. They're not going anywhere, type thing. I love them. I love them so much. Delta, thank you so much for the 100 bits. We love you so much. What's it called? But so managing time with family and friends while streaming and working at the same time, that sucks.
Yeah.
It really does. Or it's it for me.
Yeah.
Well, like for me, I know. So I worked every day and I streamed every day. I would wake up at 7, stream from 8 to 11, work from noon to 9. Then from 9 until like whatever 11 or maybe midnight. Tank, thank you so much for the 100 bits. We love you. That's whenever I would have time, like for my girlfriend at the time, or you know, whatever. And on the weekends, that's where it got tricky because the weekends are the best time to stream. You know, best time to work in general.
Yeah.
And so it was very, very difficult to weigh, you know, priorities.
Mm-hmm.
I would always, yeah, Tank, did you see that bucket that she's got? That is her Home Depot bucket.
No, it's Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin'
It's even
Donuts.
poisonous. He's like the jug.
Let's see here. Tank says I need it. I need it.
Dunkin' Donuts. There you go.
Look at that thing. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
So like I know for me, that's dummy big. I know for me, on the weekends, like I would always do family events. If there was a family event, I would cut it, you know, and I would come back and do the stream because family is extremely important, and you know you don't want to miss out on those things. And it's not every weekend, you know, you can give and take a little bit here and there, but I only really have one friend in real life, and you know, at the time he was in flight school. So, I mean, all I really had was the stream, my girlfriend, and my family at the time. So, I don't know. There was like a weekend every now and again here and there that I had to take off, which sucked. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do type thing. But how about you? I mean, how did you manage? I saw that so I was like, you just subscribe right now? Asian Sensation, thank you so much. Can we get some shout outs in the chat, by the way? Tank, Asian Sensation, Gannon. Who else do we have on here, guys? Delta, Poison, guys. If you're a mod, can you do some shout outs, and can somebody shout out Tank as well, please? Because I think he's the only mod in here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my god.
You're the best. What's it? So how did you manage your time with work and streaming and all that? And I mean, I'm sorry, family and friends.
Yeah, it became so difficult after a while. I was just like, man, like for me, okay, all right. I'm like, this is like top secret, right? So to like everybody here. So the reason why there's a couple reasons as to why I stream at the time that I do, which is, you know, like it's kind of like earlier in the day for like Eastern time, at least it's kind of earlier in the day. And the reason why I do that is because I don't like stream, and like this is like for me. If you guys stream at night, that's totally fine. But I used to do that before. I used to stream at night, like 7 p.m. Eastern was like used to be my start time. And after a while, I was like, man, I feel like I wasn't able to get nothing done. You know what I mean? Because like I spent that whole I just spent like that whole day like doing a bunch of other things and trying to talk to other friends, but like they're also like at work or at school. And then by the time that they were out, I was already starting to stream. So I was like, all right, like let's go ahead and let's change that up this time. If that didn't work last time for me, if I wasn't happy with that, let's make it earlier. So now I have an earlier stream time, and I like it a lot because one, it's like I get to hang out, like I get to talk to like my friends, and like if they're free, like then I'm free too and stuff like that. And then like also like my boyfriend gets out at like a certain time, and I'm also like I can also hang out with him finally because he lives in California. It's a long distance relationship, and I'm in New York, so it also just works out like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it works out. Because then I got to like talk to my friends and like talk to my boyfriend, and then when like my parents come home, it's like I get to talk to them too, and then I just have a lot more time to do a lot more things, which is why I like, you know, that's how I've been able to control. Because like I started, you know, now I can because unfortunately, like, I don't have a job at the moment, but you know that's why like I was like, all right, well since I don't, like I might as well make the most out of it and stream when I want, and also have time to do other things too. So
it's a lot of trial and error too. Like you had to stream in the afternoon to find out, hey, I can't do this. Yeah, because I used to stream in the morning.
Yeah.
I used to stream in the morning, but I noticed that when I streamed in the morning, like at least for me, I know that I got a lot of like people from the UK. Do you get a lot of people from the UK?
I have some people from Europe. Yeah. Like they'll come in and they're like, it's like 9 p.m. and I'm like,
exactly.
Sure? Like I'm like, wait, really?
And I realized when I realized that, I was like, I nobody from America. I'm never gonna meet anybody that I like. And I was like, I'm gonna have to switch it up. And for me, I don't know. It was never. I know what you mean about feeling drained. I know what you feel like. I know what you mean. Like you get done. Like for me, I think about it like working out. Like whenever I go to the gym, right away. because I do not want to step foot in the gym at the end of the day and exert myself even further.
Yeah.
No, man, I'll knock it out right there first thing in the morning. Like I don't want to be done with the day and then have to work out.
Yeah.
So I do it right away. Like and whatever takes the most energy, I guess. Whatever takes the most effort. So streaming first thing in the day is great. Like on the weekends, I stream at 10 a.m. On the weekdays, I stream in the afternoons because I know that it's better for most people because they get off of work, out of school, whatever. And on the weekends, I think a lot of people like to wake up. They like to, put on Twitch, YouTube, whatever, while they eat their cereal or do their thing. Mm-hmm. And for me, I think I have the most energy just right when I wake up. So it really helps on the 8-hour streams on the weekends. Mm-hmm. But yeah, for sure. That's cool. Right on. So guys, we're about 15 minutes till we're done. Guys, if you guys have any questions, if y'all want to shoot them in the chat for me or Alien. We actually had another alien on. I don't know if you saw. Her name is Alien of the Moon.
I've seen her around before, and I'm always like, should I say hi? So
yes, she is so sweet. She is so nice. She is so nice. Okay, let me see here. I'm just gonna stay Banana Man, says Pudding. Got you. Yeah, that's Ganon's wife. Let's see here.
Oh, okay.
Tank says, I don't know if this has been asked before, but what inspired you guys to start streaming? What inspired me to start streaming was I have made videos, like, I've always wanted to, like, create videos and make videos. Like, YouTube was always a thing. But then I found out about Twitch, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, live interaction? Like, this isn't comments, and, you go back, like, you can chat and talk to people. Like, this is so cool. But I really just loved that. I love the idea of, like, having a space and a community and a platform where I can just make jokes, hopefully make people's day better, and honestly just have a good time. Just have fun. Do what you're already gonna do. Just do it with other people and, have a fun time doing it. Yeah. So I guess that's for me. How about for you?
I mean, man, I wish I had like a cool cool reason, man. I just wanted a Sonic amiibo, and then I was like, man, like, you know what I mean? Like,
beautiful.
But the thing is, the reason, but I guess like the reason why I stuck with it was because like I just made like so many friends afterwards. Like a lot of them actually are here like in the chat too, and they're like, and it means the world to me that you guys are here. Like I see you guys like in the chat, so thank you for being there. And like it's all friends that I've known for years now, and they were the ones that helped me like get started. So it's like it's just because I wanted to just talk to more people or just become friends with more people, and then be able to one day have my own giveaways and give them like prizes or just like host like tournaments, like stuff like that. And like that made me want to like keep going and going and going. That's the only reason why. But like it started off with a Sonic amiibo, like me being selfish and wanting a second one, and then it turned into me wanting to give out prizes or like just wanted to talk to people or like let people know that like, hey, like even if the world is like crumbling around you, it's like there's like a safe space in this stream, at least for this amount of time. Like come in, let's hang out, forget about any problems, and let's just have fun. That's it. So
yeah, for sure. I didn't, and you don't really notice it sometimes, but for a lot of people, streams like for me, I'll either watch Netflix or I'll watch YouTube. But for a lot of people, Twitch is their Netflix. Twitch is their YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see all that.
Yeah.
Finch says, how did you go about making a schedule for your stream around your job? Literally, if I was not at work, I was streaming. And my ex-girlfriend was a huge, she needed so much attention. Which is fine. A lot of girls do. Most do. But most guys and all that. But she got off work at 9, and I was done at 9. I got out of work at 5 o'clock at my Verizon job, and I would stream from 6 to 9.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a lot of arranging it around her and work. Luckily, I was able to create my own schedule at work, so I didn't have that issue. But no, it's a different one. Calligraphy. It's a different one. Or maybe it might be. I don't know. Let's see here. But yeah, so that's how I was able to schedule. It was just if I wasn't working, I was streaming. How about for you?
Let me just double check the question because like I was listening and then I forgot the question.
The question was, how did you go about making a schedule for your stream around your job?
Man, I don't know. I just kind of was like, okay, like if I'm free, I'll do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like I woke up, I would go to work, and I would come back and I would give myself like that 1 hour in between like me leaving work, you know, and getting home. And then like from there, I was just like, okay, I'm going to start. And like my streams like typically last like 3 to 4 hours, like max, which I know like so some people, it's like, oh, I go on for like at least 5. It's just like, it's fine. Like you know, the thing is though, sometimes I talk too much and like my throat starts hurting. But like other than that, I just from almost like, no, like just 3 to 4 hours, like we'll do that. And then the rest of the night, whatever amount of time I have left, like I get to talk to like friends, or I get to like go downstairs and hang out with my family, or I get to talk to my boyfriend, like whatever else I can do. You know what I mean? So like that's like how I scheduled it. Like I scheduled around like everybody and everything, like and including work. So it was kind of crazy for me.
Asian Sensation says, what was the highlight of your streaming journey so far? For me, I like geek out about it every time. Like my heart melts. I think one of the biggest moments for me was whenever I think it was whenever somebody was wearing a t-shirt, this t-shirt that I had made. This is the first t-shirt that we ever like made, designed. And I think whenever I saw somebody wearing the shirt, I was just like, oh my God, that's so amazing.
That's
like,
so cool.
So crazy. Just so cool. I was like geeking out. Just how amazing is this? Like just unbelievable. So remarkable. And to this day, like anytime somebody gets like channel clothing or you know, they get it from the support shop or any of that stuff, like it blows my mind and it just is insane to me. But that is like a constant highlight. There's so many, but that is probably like the thing that I just like am just most blown away by is that. How about for you?
I wish I don't have like my own merch, like not yet. People have talked about it, but I that hasn't been like in my plans because I'm just not.
Well, you know,
Streamlabs
has a shop. There's no upfront cost. All you do is just literally just slap your name on it, and that's just another source of income right there.
Okay. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I haven't really thought about it yet, but like in terms of like the highlight, like it's gonna sound really weird, but like, just being able to go to like TwitchCon and like meeting everybody. Even I don't really know if that has to do with like streaming, but like it like when I went there, you know, for like the very first time, I was like, whoa, like, and then of course this happened like right after I came back from Japan. So like I went from Japan to California and San Diego in 2016, and then I came back to New York. So it was like a lot. Like it was just amazing. It was just amazing.
TwitchCon is tight. I'm excited to go this year. I'm really excited.
We got to party it up.
So you're going too?
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah!
That's like the plan. That's like the plan.
Dude, I'm gonna have like this huge dinner. Like I'm just like all the streamer friends, the streamer family. I'm gonna have this huge, just like everybody hanging out. That'll be. I'm really excited about that. That's gonna be really, really fun. Calligraphy asked, "What is your can't live without piece of equipment?" Oh, that's. I can't live without. I can't say my computer because, I mean, that's kind of a cheap shot. But I mean, it would be my computer because I literally like need it for everything. Like these, all the transitions, like everything, it cannot be done without the computer. Nothing. And, but if it wasn't that, maybe my microphone or no, my webcam. My webcam. My webcam. It's such a tough decision. Why would you ask me that? How about for you? Is it the Dunkin' Donuts giant jug?
The Dunkin' Donuts mug.
That's new equipment.
Imagine. No, I saw like Kawa had said in the chat, my stream deck. Honestly, it's my stream deck, like as much as I love it because like I have like a little button where like it just plays Sunflower by Post Malone and I just like click on it and it like plays it. No, but like actually probably I know it doesn't have to do with like actually stream, but like my Switch. Because like I mean I play most of my streams are like from like my Switch. You know what I mean? So it's like and yeah, like having a computer, like and all that stuff, like yeah, like my monitors and like my key light, like everything, like my webcam, but I don't know. Just having my Switch because like that's like how I start playing. Like that's how I start talking to everybody. That's how this my community like started being built. You know, so I feel like maybe just like my Switch, and then if I don't have my PC, and then I'll find another way. I'll just go back to streaming on my laptop. So
Yeah.
favorite tools on my mods.
Well, okay, guys, thank y'all for watching the stream. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us today. I hope that y'all enjoyed. I hope that y'all, got a thing or two from it. I hope y'all had a good time. Please thank our guest, AmethystAlien, guys, for coming on and being our guest this week. Thank you so much. If y'all have any questions, last minute things, just go ahead and shoot them before we go ahead and close out. Favorite tools, all of my mods.
Man, this is one of the guys that I've known for years too. What an
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Guys, yes, please do yourselves a favor. Go check out AmethystAlien's channel. Click on her name. Thank you, Tank, for doing the shout out. Super, super awesome. Y'all can fight her Piranha Plant in Smash Brothers next time. When are you streaming next?
Probably either Monday or Tuesday. There is no set date yet.
Tuesday. Beautiful. Fantastic. Awesome. Well, thank y'all so much, guys, for watching. I love y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. We're going for another 8 hours. I don't know if we're going to do Twilight Princess or if we're going to do more Smash Brothers. I'm not sure. But y'all are the best. I love y'all. Have a great rest of y'all's, what is that, Saturday night? And I will see y'all tomorrow, guys. I love y'all. Goodbye. See ya.